Okay, quick video for the blog. So one of the things on my do list was to put the wheel pants back on. These wheel pants have not been on since the middle of January. Took them off when we started doing SB 1006, which we did in January, shortly after buying the airplane. The mechanic felt that they should come off in order to facilitate removing this tank, and while they were off, we went ahead and changed out the brake lines that run in there, the flexible rubber brake lines, and the wheel pants haven't been on since then. So when I had all the work done for the 2-month stretch, that is what encompasses most of what I've written about on my blog, they went ahead and painted these pants to match the airplane. I think the previous owner had bought these laminar flow speed pants, and he just ordered them and took them out of the box and I guess had them put on. There was no attempt at color or shine or anything. So anyway, I replaced this rubber up here. This is not sure what it's called, just channel, rubber channel. And I pulled this off, and there's 4 sheet metal screws there, and then on the back there's 3. There's one there, and there's one inside that holds that on. And I replaced all this rubber and made it nice and fresh, and then went ahead and put this pant on, and this pant is held on with this nut, or this bolt rather, that goes into the wheel bearing cap. And then there's also 3, which you're not going to see them on here, but behind this there's 3 holes. In fact, you could see them on the other side. I haven't done the other side, that's still ahead of me. But if you look at, if I can get my finger in the picture here. Anyway, you could see them on top of the wheel. There's 2 there, and there's 1 on the other side of that strut. So we got the same thing going on here. So that was done, and then there's 10 screws, and there's nut plates built in that hold this on. So that's on there, and it's tight, and I feel pretty good about it. So and I could still reach the valve stem when I rotate it around to put air in the tires. So I don't think these pants will have to come off, but every single annual they'll probably just have to pull this inside piece off and check the brake situation. The wheel bearings are brand new. They just got done like 3 weeks ago. So I don't think they'll have to check the bearings. This thing's sitting in a hanger, and I think we're going to be okay. So you never know when things are going to come off. That's the nature of airplanes. You take things off a lot, put things on and whatnot, but I don't anticipate this having to come off for a little while. So these guys look kind of rusted, so I may, on the next annual, which we're talking a year away, I may have them change out these, but yeah. So this is the first wheel pant that I've ever put on any airplane in my entire life, and it took me about an hour. So there's a learning curve, which I will apply to that side, and I could probably get it done in about 30 minutes. So I'm going to do that real quick, and it gives it a really nice look, especially after the paint. You know, if you look at the thing, I mean, it's not a bad looking bird. I also had the oil changed today. I had the guy show me how to do it. Honestly, he didn't do everything that I would have thought he would have done. I would have thought he cut open the old filter and all that. None of that was done. I actually could have done this myself. But nonetheless, the oil is clean. It's a brand new filter in there. And I should be good. I'm going to decide to change the oil about every 40 hours, I think. Some people go 50. I think 50 is kind of like the standard. You know, you change your oil every 50 hours. The really anal people go for about 30. I guess I'll split the difference, about every 40. So tack time, that puts me at 5,237 hours. So that's when I will, right now it's got 5197 on it. So 5,237 hours is when I will do it. That's 40 hours from now. And at the rate that I expect to be flying this airplane, I estimate about 2 hours a week. That'll take me about 20 weeks, which will take me about 4 to 5 months, so somewhere in there. So let's just say 5 months. I will change the oil. Right now it's May 12th, so that puts me around October. So sometime in the fall, Halloween, give or take, I'll be changing that oil, and I'm going to do it myself this time. Be the first time I've ever done it unsupervised. I feel pretty good about it. I do need to buy a couple of tools, and I need to see if I can figure out how to cut open a filter. I've never done that before, and the guy never showed me that this morning. But yeah. So that is where we are. A couple other little factoids before I shut the video off. I flew the airplane 2.8 hours this week. I flew it Monday for 1.2, and I flew it this morning for 1.6. I flew it up to get the oil changed and flew it back, and I was flying through light rain most of the way back, although it was very, very smooth. I noticed the VOR on nav 1, it works, but it's terribly miscalibrated. I can pull in a frequency and the needle will respond as you think it would. The to and from flags work. You can center the needle, you can rotate it a little left, a little right. It seems happy as a clam. The problem is when you look at the top of the gauge, it's at least 40 degrees off. I mean, I know roughly what radial I'm on at any given point, and it was 40 degrees off easy. So this thing would be failing VOR checks right now. So the VORs are useless. I think I could get it calibrated pretty easily. The turn coordinator works, but it seems to be a little sticky. So that's a thing. So it definitely needs more shit. So such as airplanes. But I really like this thing. That wheel pant really adds something. It really, really does. So there's one other thing I want to say. What the hell? Oh, I am starting to track the amount of fuel I put in this thing. Because now that I'm flying it somewhat regularly, I have a track record that I can look at. And I flew it, like I said, 2.8 hours, and that's Hobbs time. And it has burned, so far, 9.65 gallons per hour. Which honestly seems a little high. So I don't have an engine monitor. I don't know, what I'm doing as far as CHT or EGT. All I can do is the old school pull it back until it kind of stumbles and push it forward method. And today is the first time I've really leaned it in cruise. I went up to 2,500 feet and leaned it out. But otherwise, I haven't done a lot of leaning. I've just been running around full rich, and it seems to be burning just under 10 gallons an hour, which for an O320 seems like a lot of gas. So I'm still trying to figure that one out. So anyway, one other thing I'm going to do, and I'm not going to do it today, but I'm going to clean up this firewall. It doesn't look bad, but it's kind of below my standards. And I was talking to the guy who did a lot of the work on the plane here, and he told me to use some 000 steel wool. And to just use a light touch. Don't like mash it in, just nice light touch. And just take my time with it. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to do like this, and then like next weekend I'll do like this, and I'll just do like little 4x4 to 5x5 squares, across this whole firewall. And I know it's galvanized steel, and I don't want to scrape the galvanizing off, but I'm just going to try to clean up just little things like that to get this airplane, where it should be. So that's where we are. Thanks for listening. I'm going to put that other wheel pant on, and then I would have done the oil change today and put both wheel pants on, which is actually not that bad progress. So go home and enjoy the rest of my weekend. Not that I'm not enjoying it now, but, there's more to life than aviation. So, all right, see you.